10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Storm Spirit!
Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
To get to this point.
Yeah.
Prepare for battle.
So we'll see what they're able to make of their lineup, but it does definitely look quite tough. They look very passive as well, like the heroes on Spirit. Void needs time to farm. Broodmother, if you don't, you either dominate the lane or you're just kind of a brood who's just doing your own thing. Templar Assassin takes time. It's like Clockwork needs to run around and do everything for Team Spirit if the lanes don't go great for them, and I don't think that they will go very well with the side of Vega's heroes that they have.
Well, Vega getting the tree out there early,
So how are they
marching
gonna
around
lane?
other invis.
Are they gonna do? So there looks like they're gonna post up in like an aggro tri lane, and they're gonna put Puck in a 1v1 versus the Broodmother. So Puck will definitely get rocked, lose this lane, but you have high base damage, and you have ways to nuke the wave and push it off your tower. So as long as he can get
30
levels on the Puck, he'll be
seconds
fine.
to
He will get levels for sure. So I like the lane matchup already. Vega having this adjustment versus the Brood. They don't want the Drow and Tree and Witch Doctor versus Brood.
They are clumped up near Slayer. Do have a single sentry ward available. Wonder if they just chuck it down. They're painting like they want to. They expect Slayer to be in the area.
If he goes for this rune, he's pretty crazy. There is a
The
Clockwork
battle
there.
begins.
I don't believe he should go for the rune, and he does it pretty good. So it doesn't reveal the position that they are either. They don't know exactly where the lanes are just yet, but
Well, nice
Vega.
triple bounty rune grab for Team Spirit. A small boost to their economy. Maybe this will help salvage things. Yeah, there's going to be the Puck safe lane, as you mentioned. The Storm mid with the help of that Drow aura. Gonna make Iceberg quite sad, but this Clockwork can help. Great block by G, but Cogs mean it really doesn't matter. They'll take that free last hit, but still, they are not going to let the Storm have the 1v1 he was hoping for.
nope. FNG main. A nuisance as expected. Oh, bottom lane. Vanskor actually tries to deward the sentry that Slayer has placed down, but instantly gets eaten by the Tree Protector. And they are not going to have a pull down in this bottom lane.
They might have a Slayer, though.
Radiant's top tower
He can
is
fade
under
again.
attack.
He'll fade.
So now, dual lane should be just fine for Vega, and since this Clockwork is being super obnoxious to G, rotation comes out from Witch Doctor.
It's going to turn it into a 2v2 bottom. So far, so good for the Drow. Already 4 CS.
Should be just a trade farm between these two lanes, between the dual lane down here.
They're going to go again on the Storm, but this time FNG catches himself inside the Cog, so he does tank the Remnant. That's a bit painful for him.
He was close to dying there if they actually wanted to drop the final remnant with the overload proc. It would have been very close for a kill.
Yeah, of course, the good news is, at least so far, Broodmother having a 1v1 matchup, and as she levels up, going to get increasingly difficult for this Puck.
Yeah, Puck can do fine in the first few levels, and then if he goes for this like double nuke build and doesn't get, maybe if he skips phase shift to like level 5 or something, he can actually kind of deal with spiders a bit, but he'll have to expend a lot of mana. He should be able to farm fine here. This is great for the Puck, because you get, it's always going to be under your tower. So we'll see how Phobos maximizes on this Broodmother.
I'm very curious about the Brood build. We've seen such an evolution in the hero. Like the old school Brood build was often the Orchid Rush, then you start to see that Echo Saber Desolator build. Now we're seeing more of the Solar Crest a lot of the time.
Yeah, this game
saw that like Radiance Manta phase for a bit. So this hero's had a lot of different builds.
Orchid this game versus Storm Puck, definitely need. Bottom lane, FNG going for a very big wraparound with the smoke.
Chicaro's pretty tanky. He's going to take a couple of tree punches, but should be okay. Meanwhile, actually turns around on the real. Gets the dual breath off from around the trees. BZZ is going to commit for this. He's got the time walk, so he can dive. Cog's even coming in. A bash would net him this kill. He's not very lucky today, apparently. FNG, though, tracks him down through the trees, able to pop the sound, now working on Silent. Team Spirit just bullying Vega. But no RNG whatsoever for BZZ. He has to have attacked like at least 10 to 12 times there. 0 bashes. Poor guy. He has a time walk soon, though. FNG's in danger. Will end up going down. The God Smile on Vega, and they might even get BZZ too. No, he's got the time walk now. But man, give this man a bash already.
If he had gotten a bash, it would have been
on either of those.
Either of those kills, yeah.
10%, but I mean, I'm pretty sure he hit at least 10 times there.
Nice attempted rotation there from FNG, though. If he was level 2, they definitely would have gotten a kill there, but just shy of that. He wasn't able to sap enough experience.
Well, the good news for Team Spirit is despite the Drow Aura, this Storm is farming well, but TA is definitely keeping up. 22 and 10 with that early support help, so. Yep. Void also CSing pretty well. Brood farming well. I mean, all the Team Spirit cores are actually doing just fine, despite the Drow.
Yeah, they picked to win at least one lane with the Broodmother pick, and with the positioning from the Clockwork, it made the secondary lane win too. Puck actually gets forced back to base, nice and early, so Phobos already coming out a good amount ahead in that top lane.
Yeah, you can really start building up the Spiderling army now while the Puck is not home. He's going to be able to cut the wave, maybe go farm the jungle if he wants, so pressure is going to mount on the Puck. And eventually this tower is going to get pushed down, but it's all just about holding as long as you can, farming as much as you can.
Yeah, push. That's the one thing that the Puck does help install, is that you can't really pressure the tower so much with the Brood, because you know, you can send your Spiderlings, you can do good damage, but the threat of them getting bursted down is too high, and all Phobos just ruining Afterlife up here, just keeping the Spiderlings ahead of the creep wave.
He didn't actually get the Spiderling auto attack on Afterlife, which does a lot of damage when you have that many grouped up. As soon as that orb gets thrown out, though, you can play aggro on him, and that's exactly what Phobos is going to do. Diving him under the tower. The silence is not enough to kill the Spiderlings off. He chases deeper, has the web there. This solo kill would be massive, but he's tanking the tower. Has to be careful. Afterlife orbs back. Is he going to jaunt? No siree. He heads to the south. Phobos unable to path through these webs for a moment. Now he gets it. The rotation comes now from the Clockwork. Cleaned up. Basically a solo kill by Phobos in the end.
Definitely needs to watch his orb usage.
That is real big. All of a sudden he's very close to level 6. And does get us a sizable advantage here in the lane now. Have they been stacking for the TA yet? Yeah, we do see Ancients starting to get stacked up now, so. I mean, despite on paper the lane's looking a little rough for Spirit, I managed to work things pretty well.
Yeah, they've done very well with the way that they matched it up. Drow Ranger is suffering a bit in that offlane, as we kind of expected. Yeah, offlane Drow isn't really the greatest. It's just Vega had to make some kind of adjustment when the Brood pick was grabbed.
Of course, that the question is really going to be for Spirit, like how do they transition to the mid game, given something you really harped on in the draft is like there's very little synergy between a lot of these heroes.
Yeah, like Clockwork Void, no synergy between them.
TA
really.
Void, TA Clock.
Yeah. Like the nice thing is Clock can start a fight and then Void can follow up with the counter initiation, but between the two of them there's not really like real synergy.
Illusion.
Other than that.
And obviously the Brood is just going to play her own solo game for the most part.
Yeah, Brood doesn't really helping that.
Stupendous.
She helps in the lane, push it
A
at least.
slight kill opportunity here, maybe with that gust hit, but still they're a little light on the damage department. As Drow has gone for this early Ring of Health pickup.
Yeah, not getting the Wraith Bands or anything to help boost his other 2 lanes is a bit
What is
curious.
is it
to
the
me.
rushing the force staff? or-
Yeah, more than likely. Just having the safe regen for the off lane. Since he's in the off lane, he feels like he needs extra regen, but then, yeah, building toward that force staff. But I still do think that he should be buying, like, you know, Wraith Bands. The whole point of it is to pick this edgy, or these ranged heroes so that you can get the damage bonus. But they only have plus 17 right now from that, or plus 12 from the Drow Aura at the moment.
Instead the TA's just wrecking the mid lane, 50 and 25.
Yeah.
And they've been stacking well for Iceberg. He's going to be fat this game. How scary is a farm TA, like, given these hero matchups?
It can be extremely scary. Like, Witch Doctor can just get blown up. The Witch Doctor versus TA is a sad matchup. Drow Ranger as well can die. It's just like Treant Protector and Storm Spirit should be pretty survivable versus the TA, but as long as she doesn't snowball out of control, but it looks like that might be the case.
Well, the real U does go down bottom.
Chrono
BZZ
expended.
Blowing the chrono there.
Yeah,
pretty-
lanes are looking rough actually for Vega. They gotta make some type of adjustments. Puck is now level 7 and he went for the 4-3 build. He has 0 in coil, 0 in phase shift.
And he can't, I guess the Storm could go top, but he can't really leave that lane. It's going to get pushed down super quickly otherwise. They move on to Slayer. FNG continues to be effective on his roaming clockwork. They'll find the kill. G wants to punish this. Gets that last overload proc, but now he's out of mana. He has a little bit of extra regen from the soul ring, but
but
he
the
jumps
trap is
right
there.
into the trap and into the waiting arms of Iceberg. No shrine for him. Down he goes. Big pick off. Bit unfortunate that the trap was there, but he may have died anyway, to be honest.
I'll take
Yeah,
that.
Drow just very much suffering though, still in this off lane. He's almost level 6, so that'll make a lot. Well, the added damage bonus for his teammates is more helpful, but he's getting
Drow's
jumped
in
on again.
trouble.
Oh no!
BGZ, if he gets a bash, the real U, it's done for. Even without it, it's going to be close with this liquid fire. They had the TPG in for this, and he doesn't have a counterplay. This means free damage on the tower mid for Iceberg. Chewing through it, the refraction's going to cool down soon. He's already got a glyph. A 4-hero conga line just descends on the mid lane. They're even bringing in the Drow for an Iceberg gank. Vega are desperate to mix up these lanes, and they committed a smoke for this, but Iceberg is wise to it. Now they're like, where do we go? What do we do? Nobody's farming bottom. Storm is just going to settle on mid, and all the while, Phobos is clearing out this top lane as Afterlife has had to make a long journey back to the well. He's even had to buy arcane boots for the extra bit of regen early. So all kinds of odd adjustments required from Vega to try and stabilize these lanes, and Spirit are just farming.
Yeah, the adjustments are not really working so far. About a 3k gold advantage already going for Team Spirit, and now Drow Ranger feels lost in a way. She doesn't really know where to go. She doesn't want to be parked in that offlane anymore because Chronosphere is going to be up, and it is up already, and she cannot go versus Broodmother top. So she has to jungle, which is not efficient right now, especially when
you've gone for like this Ring of Health build.
Exactly.
It's terrible at jungling.
I don't really agree with it. I really think he should have gotten with Wraith Bands early on.
Maybe you go back for it later, but
Yeah.
you at least got to get a couple of Wraith Bands.
Hey, I mean, it's not just for yourself. It's you know, you pick the Drow for your team. So Afterlife top, getting pressured by spiders, but oh, he's gonna be able to farm most of them there actually. So he's gone to the 4-4-0 build. He's now level 9. All right, okay. This is a new one to me, but he's just thinking more about the lane rather than any rotations.
Right, it also means, though, like, he's not available to go around and punish tower dives or really do much of anything. He's just here to farm.
I mean, it's pretty unexpected too, right? Like, he's level 9 and he's like killing all of your spiders. Afterlife top.
Also means no phase shift here. FNG dropping the cogs.
He now has skilled the coil though. Since he's level 9, he was holding on to that point for a while. And it's still just, you know, just a Drow Ranger jungling, doing some ancients, trying to find what she can.
Yeah, well, Iceberg, this is a hero that can actually jungle. He's about to get a Desolator.
Yeah, he's
so.
got Deso finished already. Sub 12 minutes. Level 12 as well. Or she's level 12 on the Templar Assassin.
You almost never see TA do this well, and you certainly don't see it when you're against a Drow Storm in the mid lane.
Yeah. FNG's early start in that mid really surged Iceberg to having such an incredible start.
All of a sudden, I'm pretty worried for Vega. They're down 5,000 gold.
They ideally wanted to be able to win at least one lane, like maybe like 1.5. You know, like the Storm TA matchups, it can go both ways. But with the Clockwork starting mid, it threw a complete wrench in that one. Storm got pretty handled, I'd say, because TA is level 13 to a level 9 Storm, which is pretty absurd, the discrepancy there.
Yeah, you'll usually see the TA a decent amount ahead with the Ancient farming, but not
not that much. It's pretty absurd. And Drow Ranger just doesn't have a place to go. They wanted this bottom lane to win hard, but it didn't. It came out actually even, if not behind.
They're going to get bodied in the mid game if they don't do something, though, because the Void's going Midas, the TA can turbo farm, the Brood is so out of control already.
And he's building straight into the 4-step on the Drow Ranger. No Wraith Bands, no Aquila, nothing. So that's very bizarre to me.
At this point, it feels like the only real saving grace for Vega has to be the Storm getting out of control.
Yeah, or some big kind of team fight, because they still have that kind of combo when they get their 6 on Witch Doctor. They have Coil, they have good spells as long as the Chronosphere doesn't catch them perfectly. I like the Drow Rangers going for 4-staff, of course, versus Clockwork and everything, but yeah, just having none of those early stats is definitely hurting the other lanes.
Orchid is up now. Hey, Afterlife, how you doing? The hook shot, not on point, but it doesn't really matter. FNG finds the 1 kill. They can potentially chase after Silent, looking for another.
Chasing.
They're diving this Witch Doctor. They would love for someone to come fight the Brood Mama's army with no one there to kill it. Easy double kill. And that is the power of the naked Orchid Rush. Not a build you see too much of nowadays, but I think you mentioned it, that it's just so good against the Puck and the Storm.
Yeah, it's incredibly good this game. I'm actually feeling like Vega needs to start like...
They are mega screwed. The real you now, Chrono to macro fired. They have no solution for this Chrono. Easy
I think
kill.
they need to be sitting behind people. They need to be grouping up. They can't be doing this anymore where they're sitting in like 3 different lanes. This is how they're just going to get super punished by these overfarmed heroes on Spirit. I mean, it's 7,000 gold lead already going for Spirit. These lanes are a absolute nightmare for Vega. Drow Ranger has no place to go. Bottom lane, fan score looking to get gone on. This should be a nice easy pickup here for Vega, so at least they get one.
Something for G. Still a long way to go for that Bloodstone.
Blink already 2 on TA, so
they're diving.
Desolator.
Oh, hey, how you doing, Afterlife? Quick dive, likely to drop to the Soul Bird, and done for. Well, throw out the dust. That's all he can really do in the end is, well, G, the one here that can move around a little more freely is pressuring the bottom tower, but
Over here now.
meanwhile, TA, I think her
Mid
blink
lane.
is complete. Yeah, the Blink Dagger on its way, and they're not going to wait for it. They hook in onto the real you. Drow in all kinds of trouble. The slash damage coming through. Good job there with the side blades, but went before the blink. So
They went before the blink, and yeah, there's no extra mana on the Clockwork, so he can't cog, can't battery assault, nothing to chase down. But it's
I mean,
still,
now Drow really has no home. Like TA can solo kill her, Void with a +1 can kill her, the Clock +1 can kill her. If she goes to the Brood's lane, the Brood can kill her. Giannis, this is a homeless Drow Ranger. That is for damn sure.
I don't know where she really goes, because the top side of the map is gone. Top side of the map is 100% Team Spirits now, because you know there's a Brood Mother there, and the lane went so in favor of her that now they have to just, I think they have to just group. They have to go for some like 5-man plays with the Coil.
And you're 5-manning into Void.
Yeah.
That's a little scary. It is about 30 seconds until the Chrono's up, but if they commit too far and he's able to counter-initiate, this could be disastrous. Berg does CG jumping around with the regen rune.
Bottom lane, Drow is spotted. Chronosphere
no.
online in 15.
10 seconds.
No. BCZ was pinging it out already. He's like, this Drow thinks he can lean.
And the beauty is that Spirit are just free to flex up here in the top lane. They've got the Spiderling army on G. This area is not safe if they can just get the Orca with the Cog pushback. He's done for it. Well, he does ball away. That means Tree gets eaten up by those pesky Spiderlings. Now Afterlife in danger. Orbs back, and the slaughter is on. They dive forward. FNG trying to get to work with the Frost Arrows, but Brood quickly deals with her with the incapacitating bite. Out of position, out of options. Down for the count. Now into Afterlife. Almost finished off here. He will not be able to get away. It's a very low-level phase shift. Only level 1. So he's dead. Then Silent's dead. And Team Spirit are on the verge of 4 games in a row. This one is completely cooked.
I think this game's actually just over.
GG. I mean,
It's a
it
good
actually
Storm
feels that bad.
It's a good Storm game, but
Brood has a Blink Orchid. It's no
Yeah.
longer a good Storm game. Like, He's
a
nowhere
blink
near a
on
bloodstone.
Brood?
Yeah, he just bought one.
Oh, it's at the base. Okay, yeah. I was like,
Dire's
what?
middle tower
Holy
is
crap,
under
yeah.
attack.
He's so farmed on Broodmother. And
Puck is food, Storm is now food,
Yeah.
Drow is obviously food.
and the map is getting limited even more and more because Max Liquid Fire pushing towers and this Templar Assassin being so
Dire's
super farmed at level,
structures are
almost level
fortified.
17, pre-17 minutes. Oh, man.
Dire's middle
As a
tower
Drow
is
lineup, you
under
want to be winning the early game, and you are getting
Dire's
absolutely
middle tower is
demolished right now. And you have no place to go. Your whole map is now.
And I don't think you have
Closed on
late
you.
game either. It's a Midas Void, it's a TA who scales super hard.
Yeah, I mean, sure, they have. It's a, you know, it can be a good Storm game unless you just get 3-shotted in fights, which looks like it's gonna be the case at this rate.
FNG wants to make the committed jump here. They can bring in Phobos for the Blink Silence.
They're pinging
And
Storm.
Storm
it's
is
gonna
asking
happen.
for it. The hook follows him right through the lightning. And now the silence comes in, and it looks like with the lockdown, they will be able to secure the kill. Team Spirit massacring Vega, who came into today having the advantage of being able to sit in the lower bracket finals, await the winner of that previous series. But Spirit,
Dire's middle
they just
tower
have
has
something
fallen.
going for them now. This team, all the momentum in the world, up 15-3, up 16,000 gold at 17.5 minutes against a Drow lineup, are on the cusp of moving into the grand finals for CIS.
Yeah. Vega is looking very disconnected, though, I do have to say. I don't see them making, like, the duo rotations with the two supports. Their draft looks okay. I know the Broodmother really threw a wrench in everything, but they just seem to not be making the first moves or everything. It's Team Spirit just having all this much more, like, cleverness in their game plan. You know, the Clockwork starting mid. Vega started with a full tri-lane in bottom. It like, completely messed up everything when they had to try to make the rotations. Then Drow Ranger gets pressured as well. Just seems like a lot of mistakes coming out from Vega, but Spirit also playing pretty out of their minds with very minimal mistakes.
About to get a lot harder for Vega now as the Roche is quickly brought down. They can start to threaten high ground. They do have a 4-staff complete on the TA. Hurricane Pike not far off at all.
Feels bad. Playing with Drow Ranger lineup, and
Radiant's bottom
the enemy team
tower
takes
is
Roche
under
before you
attack.
and has taken pretty much all of your outer towers already. Sub 20 minutes.
And with this, like, it's one thing if the Drow struggled, but as soon as the Brood went for that build, like, the Puck and the Storm were also immediately shut down by
Yeah.
it, so now you've got 3
Radiant's
cores that
bottom
can't do
tower
anything
is
instead of
under
just one.
attack.
Drow only now completed her 4-staff. Oh my god, Iceberg! 2
Almost
shots?
3-shotted, yeah.
3 shots would have been enough. And they're now applying the split
Dire's
push
middle
pressure
tower
here.
is
I mean, it's
under
level 18 Templar Assassin at 18 minutes.
And going in on the Silent, the cask timed well right as he was blinking forward, so not going to die off of that, but still, Spirit are so free to do whatever they want. Afterlife pops out the dust, that's about all he can do. The coil was committed, but the tier 3's down mid. Spirit in full flex mode, looking for the takedown on the real you, can't quite get the kill. Now the cask, maybe the turnaround, Storm balling in, he's like, screw this man, I'm out! Finally
We make
BZZ, macro there, connects on 2, Phobos dropping the web, looking to get in. You can see the anti-synergy for Spirit, no one can really go into that chrono, but it doesn't matter, as soon as it ends, Iceberg begins the pain trade, now diving forward. Give BZZ a bash, for Christ's sake, the man has earned one at this point, Icefrog. 3 down, Afterlife, meanwhile, trying to jaunt away into the trees, and Iceberg's going
Could be a
deeper.
rampage.
He's going to the tier 4s. It will be an ultra. He wants Afterlife as well. The rampage is nigh. Iceberg killed. Maybe the GG will save Afterlife. Maybe the well will do it. He blinks in deeper with the 4-step, looking for the finish. The Aegis pops. And mercy, I suppose, for the Puck, but brutal for Vega.
Domination, honestly, across the board. FNG's like small little movements making a bit of the difference, but it's just this Templar Assassin and Broodmother completely handled this game. The 4th and 5th pick coming out from Team Spirit perfectly working out for them, and Vega without able to make